Duggar, Jared, Cosby, Armstrong, Schilling, A-Rod, and the list of fallen celebrities continues to grow. The question is, do we all have flaws in our personality? Of course we do. Are there demons in our closet? Of course there are. But are we too quick to crown these celebrities? And are our pedestals too high, Carl?
First of all, I don't know who Schilling and A-Rod are.
Thank you. Who's Schilling?
Armstrong, I think I know who this individual is, but I don't know.
Man, I know who
Duggar,
A-Rod
Lance
is.
Armstrong?
I'm not sure that Duggar was ever really a celebrity, and if it does, so what? Being a celebrity just means people know what your name is. Period. Now, it doesn't endow anybody with any creativity necessarily, with any brains necessarily, any high virtue necessarily. It just means people know what your name is. Big deal.
Well, that's true. I mean, I think, I mean, especially when we talk about Duggar, I mean, he's came from a big family. That's all I can tell you about him. But, you know, I mean, he just happened to get caught. I mean, hey, look at some other people.
Look at other people.
All right, here's some
Other
other
people.
people. Here's some other people. So they got A-Rod on there, and he plays
Right,
baseball,
right.
but he's also been wrapped around the drug issues
Right.
and the steroids. And they just won't put my favorite, Pete Rose, into the Hall of Fame because he was gambling. Well, you know, they applaud
30 years
A-Rod.
ago?
That doesn't seem really that relevant anymore.
No,
You wouldn't think.
and they do this every year. They announced again this year. They're not going to put Shoeless Joe Jackson in.
Right.
Because he did something that was questionable, whatever. It's just we have different rules for different people. And the celebrities seem to have a little bit different rules. They get a lot of money for doing stuff that normal people would be put in jail for, but then when they fall, boy, they hit bottom really hard.
And they're still celebrities, though. Because
For a while.
we're still talking about these people, so they're still celebrities, right?
Well, you know, Carl, when I think, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but to me, to get celebrity status, somebody will pay you for your brand. You know, think of Jordan, Michael Jordan. He recently won a lawsuit because someone used his name without his permission.
Right.
And somebody said, well, Michael, how much do you think your name is worth? And his response was something along the line of a boatload.
No, he probably,
Yeah, so I think you're not a celebrity until somebody's going to pay you just to use your name.
Right.
I didn't get there.
I haven't, no, no
Did you?
one's ever, no.
No, me neither.
But anyway,
I don't know. The Bobolog has some real potential.
yeah, I might differ
You heard
with
of
that.
Bobolog earlier, folks. By the way.
But you know, I mean, we can look at Tiger Woods and his fall.
Oh,
you know?
don't go there with
I
me.
mean, so there's all kinds.
Well, I think part of it,
Ray Rice. I mean, there's.
Ray Rice
all
is another
kinds.
one. And you know that Ravens took back all the jerseys that people wanted to turn in with Rice on the back of them and gave them a different name. Some of it's just media hype. My real concern is our youth, that they pick up some of these folks and do put them up as heroes.
Absolutely.
But there are so many real, you know, heroes out there they can look up to. There really are.
Well, I
But
want
it's not a question of are they out there. The question is, will they look up to them? Because they see these people in a certain light, and it's hard to
Yeah.
it's hard to get that changed.
Well,
you
I
know?
tell you what, I want to see the guys on the French train that did in the Assassin. I want to see them on a Wheaties box.
Right.
I'm telling you. And their names will be forgotten to history so quickly.
Yep. Yeah, they will. You're exactly right. And that's a shame because there's true heroes
They
right there.
are. Yes. Yes. So.
I
But
mean,
what
it's
do
a-
we? But how do we stop this process? How do we? I mean, you know, clearly with the 24-hour news cycle, anything they do is going to get played and replayed and replayed, and the reality is we're going to have to deal with this. We have to find a way to deal with this and many other issues.
Guess what? It starts at home, period, just like anything else does. And those parents or single parent or whatever has to help lead those children down the right path of picking the right kind of heroes. I mean, that's what they have to do. Now, what they do when they're not around their parents or whatever, yeah, it's hard to control. But I mean, if they're walking around the house pretending like they're, A-Rod, I mean.
Well, I'm telling you, it's tough, Bob. I hear what you're saying, but you could put 50,000 people in Yankee Stadium, and A-Rod runs the bases, and they go bananas for 20 minutes.
I know.
that's not a good role model. You know, the parent's going to stop and say, "Oh, I'm not going to yell, and you shouldn't, Sonny, because, you know, I think one of our hopes is the instant video that our phone. We saw these brave heroes on that train, and we saw it over and over again because somebody had a cell phone with a video. I don't know if you remember or not, since we're following baseball. Young guy stands up. He's right on the third base line. He stands up. He's holding a little baby, and he reaches out and catches the ball. Now there's a celebrity moment, and it was played over and over again. So I think this concept of who gets to make the celebrities is being diluted by us. All we got to do is pick up our phone, make the recording, the video, and hit Instagram. You
And
know,
off we
can
go.
make and off we
to
go.
the races.
We can do that. We can make a difference.
All right. Well, I think we've about exhausted that topic.
Okay.
But
I
coming
think
up
so,
next, speaking of skeletons in the closet, let's talk about some of the Flipside panelists and what their skeletons are, or maybe just their favorites. Come back and you'll learn more about our panelists. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Stay tuned.